following program is brought to you with limited commercial interruption.
Today's broadcast is being simulcast in broken English.
I'm here to show the world. I'm here to show the world.
Welcome to the show that we're doing right now.
What the hell are we doing on this show?
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
It did, didn't it?
Let's go.
What is this?
Giggity, 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 goo.
Who else but
The Q?
It's showtime! Gentlemen, let's get down to business.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Yeah, I can dig it, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the QNow. You're listening to the best pop culture, current events, and current affairs show east or west of that Mississippi River. Broadcasting live from the QNow.com and worldwide at the QNow.com. We're also broadcasting from the Gateway Fiber Studios of KYRO. Welcome to the show. My name is Mark Bland. I am the host of the QNow. I don't know how you want to say this.
.com.
I am joined, as I always am, ladies and gentlemen, every single week by my favorite person and co-host, one Mr. Jason Cole.
Hey, whoa. Wow, I came in hot.
You came in really hot, bro.
My mic's like on 14.
Yeah, your mic's
goes
up
to 10.
Your mic's up there high.
It was
It's
up
hot.
there high.
It's in there. It's in there.
It was up there high.
It's up there.
It was
It's
almost
up
too high.
It's almost too high, but no, it's okay. I know on my screen, my mic always comes off hot looking, like bigger than everybody. I just talk loud, and so like I have to deal with that. And by taking it down, it doesn't help anything because it like drowns out the backside of the bass. Welcome to the QNow, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a while. It's been a while here at the Gateway Fiber Studios and 1280 and 105.3 FM. By the way, also 102.5 WIBH, our CBS affiliate that we are broadcasting on. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this show is good enough to be syndicated on multiple stations, not just at one place, one time.
And in Illinois.
And in Illinois.
Illinois,
if you're from there. Yeah, Illinois.
If you have no brains.
So let's, all right, for all of you out there that are listening right now, and I know you got your little ears perked up, perk them up really good.
Yeah.
Perk them up really good.
Your eyes aren't working.
We'll talk to you guys live here on KYRO a little bit about what happened, what's going on. And the first thing, before we start with anything, and by the way, we have a guest today.
Mm-hmm.
That guest has been on our show many a time. She is one of our favorite people to have. It is one Miss Jenna Roberson. What's up, Jenna?
Hey, what's up, gentlemen? Thanks for having me again.
Thank you for being here again. We thought that this show being back might be a great spot for you to be.
Perfect time.
You know, you've got this... you got a certain vernacular style to yourself that I feel just will lend itself well to a show like this.
That's a nice way to put it.
Yeah.
That is a nice... We're going to put a lot of things a nice way tonight. That's what we're going to do. We're going to put a lot of things a nice way. But let's talk a little bit. We had a problem, Jay.
We did.
We had a problem.
There was a situation.
We were, ladies and gentlemen, we were suspended by the FCC. That's right. We were suspended.
Yes.
Suspended on the radio. The FCC was alerted.
Mm-hmm.
We had a guest on our show back a couple of weeks or a week after the election.
It was.
And
the week after.
The individual that came on the show was a gentleman by the name of Don.
Yeah.
And Don is a good dude, great dude.
I
We
enjoyed my time
were
with him.
very happy to have him on that show. It was a good show. We enjoyed that show a lot. But near the end of that show, there was a cuss word that went out live over the air. And as I've looked around the room, and I still notice, Jason, things are missing that could be very useful in protecting against things like that.
Right.
It's one of those things where you can only, ladies and gentlemen, human beings are going to be human beings, okay? They're going to, if they're not typically on the radio, like Jenna's not on the radio all the time.
No.
She's on the radio with us when she comes here. She might do a podcast here or there, but it's not her job. Jason and me, we do this, and we're on the radio all the time. It's our job. So, we understand all the rules. We also understand what it's like to sit behind my microphone and talk all the time behind it. And so, therefore, when a guy like Don or somebody else who's a guest who's not used to that gets onto a microphone and sits behind it, especially if we're having fun like we were we were talking about the finals of the Tournament of Pop Culture, best movie villain of all time, and it was Darth Vader versus the Joker. Don's explaining why he likes Darth Vader versus the Joker, and the F word comes out in the middle of a cliche that's very common. Unfortunately, it went out live on the air, and it was also recorded on our Facebook feed.
Which is very rare for us.
A Facebook feed we don't have tonight, just to let you all know.
That's true.
We don't have that Facebook feed.
You can't see us.
You can't see us.
I'm happy it wasn't me. I'm kind of shocked it
worked
wasn't
yesterday.
me.
We're shocked. We were more shocked. In fact, we literally turned and said, "Hey, Jenna, you need." Oh, Don, you're a black man. Okay, never mind. You're not a short white girl. You're a black dude.
I mean, I could see how you could confuse us.
Exactly.
It really never happens here. And if you've ever talked to me off the air, the fact that I never cuss on the air is actually quite something.
It is quite something.
Actually,
It is quite something.
Because
Now,
to talk to me in private off the air, there's lots of
It's a little bit of a different tone.
It's different.
Different
It is.
tone,
It is.
yeah.
with that being the background to what happened, so that you all know, just, first things me and Jason would like to do is we want to apologize, both of us, for what happened, and hoping that, there was nothing major that happened to the ownership of the station or the station or anybody like that. We would never want to do that. Guys, I've been broadcasting since 1994, okay? 30 years last year in this business. And, we've had cuss words happen on the show many a times. In fact, I've dealt with the FCC myself personally multiple times in the past in my career. So I am very adept to what the FCC does, how it works, because that's just kind of my world. That's what I do. And others might not understand that world as well as I do. And they might make mistakes with that world. That's okay. You can make mistakes. We don't have a problem if you make mistakes. But understand that your mistake costs people time and energy and money. There were things that got deplatformed. Things that got deplatformed that didn't need to, and
the only thing ever watched.
Regardless of even things like that, like it's just the idea that a lot of people lost out in the situation because of this happening, and we're sorry about that. And that's where we stand.
I'd like to also apologize to Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny.
Okay,
also
that's fair.
Things that are just as true.
Okay, all right, that's fair. I mean,
they're waiting outside of the building club to get you.
If Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny
now
need
they're
an
good.
apology, they're fine. They're fine. But that's where we're at. But it's 2025 now, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
We are
fresh year.
We are back. We are fresh. We are here. And we go into a little bit more detail and background on one of our what we call the bunker shows.
We did. We were in
so if you want to go listen to one of our podcast versions of the show over the last month and a half, you can. And we've got a couple in there. There's one called The FCC Won't Let Me Be.
Yeah.
Or Let Me Be Me, or So Let Me See. They want to shut me down on MTV, but I feel so empty without me. So come on, get on your lips and jump back and wiggle your boobs, whatever. All right.
Yeah.
So
one thing has not
You
changed.
got a future over there.
I am still a fan of boobs.
You are correct.
I really am.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us traverse this. I don't have really any show prep for tonight.
Why not?
Show. Because honestly,
Just get right into it.
I didn't see where this was necessarily going to go, how it was necessarily going to go.
Yeah.
The response, and I feel like enough's been said anyway. So politics we can talk about, and that's fine, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
And there's a lot going on in the world of politics.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Someone's still stupid.
It's been
right
a busy
now.
48 hours.
It has been a very busy beginning of the 2025. It really has, because if you have been living under a rock, you might not have known about a potential terror attack that happened down in New Orleans with a truck and an individual. I was reading up and doing research, guys, on this situation here from the Fox News Gateway Fiber Studios. And some of that research I did was a Donald Trump tweet. Donald Trump tweeted out, and, us here on Fox News, we want to make sure we have the most accurate information at all times when we talk about what's going on in the world. And Donald Trump is by far the most accurate man that we have ever dealt with at KYRO in regards to our news.
Yeah.
And so when he says,
telling the truth.
when he says, listen,
almost
Jason,
a billion reasons to be telling the truth.
Yeah.
Jason, when he says that Joe Biden's open border policies are what led to this Mexican MS-13 illegal American coming in here all the way to New Orleans, ruining my football game with my McDonald's chicken nugs. I don't
let's
understand.
leave the chicken nuggets out of this.
I don't understand what's going on, but I was all prepped to be there in Atlanta, Georgia, New Orleans. I don't even remember what city it was at this point.
It is because of Joe Biden's open border policy.
That's right.
That this man who lived in Texas his entire life.
That's right.
Drove a car into all those people because out of anger that Joe Biden's open border is so open. It's the only thing I can think of other than
I was just like
he's a moron.
They ran with the narrative so fast,
right?
And as soon as I got the little text that said that identified him by name, I was like, oh god, here we go.
Right, and you know what? You know why he did it? Because Fox News was the only one that didn't say, okay, he's from Texas.
Hey Jay, what part
and
of
he's a veteran.
Jay, what part of Mexico is he from?
Texas.
Wow.
like old Mexico, like
old
original.
Mexico. Mexico. He's from the original Mexico. Before the border was there, or was the border northern Texas, or was it southern? I'm not just confused now. I'm just wondering.
Yeah, he's a foreigner from Texas.
He's a foreigner from Texas.
Yes.
Obviously,
also in our foreign army.
Like all the illegals that come across the border. He was obviously living on the streets eating cats and dogs, right? Because, ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump told me in a national debate that the illegals are eating cats and dogs here at Fox News.
He was one of the illegals that had a phone and a free place to live and health care and he had a what is it, the Snap card. He had that. EBT, he had all that stuff.
Yep.
That's where he was living.
That's right.
Yes.
There it is,
because
guys.
he was employed by an
Ladies
American
and
country.
gentlemen, okay, that's it. Enough. Absolutely effing enough. I said effing.
Yeah.
I'll say effing over and over and over. Effing F.
Could mean anything.
Listen to me.
Sounds so petulant.
The reason that we are so damn good at what we do, and the reason we are allowed to be liberals on a Fox News station is because we're so damn good at what we do. Ladies and gentlemen, you can hear their potato chips, but I don't care. I don't care. Literally just turned it off because it's just me and you now. It's just my voice in your ears. Listen to me. We're damn good at what we do. We're like the regulators, and we're damn good at what we do. Mount up. Literally what Jason just said.
It's
Mount
because
up.
our mics are so hot. You can catch little teeny things.
Maybe, but I got to keep you up enough to where like people could hear you.
No, it's just the mics are good. It's quality mic.
It is quality mic. With that being stated, we're good at what we do. We don't lie. We don't cheat. We don't steal.
We do not.
I come from a business of professional wrestling where things get made up at times. Jason, they literally get made up so good that a guy named Donald Trump went to go learn from the best to ever do it named Vince McMahon and then turned around and hired his wife to be an appointee for his new administration in the year of 2025. By the way, we're here, guys. It's 2025.
It is.
Here it is.
Yeah.
Donald Trump is getting ready to get inaugurated for the second time, and I know you're at home right now. You're really giddy. You're hoping Jenna says another cuss word, right? You're hoping she says one so that the FCC
monitoring
can be
the show.
called real quick and they can be brought up.
Yes.
You know, when you take federal companies like that and you throw them into situations that they're not privy to, that can be very stupid. Let's just put that out there. And that's the end of that conversation.
Yeah.
That's it. And now you got Donald Trump coming in and Kash Patel and Elon Musk and all these guys that they're just all about the conspiracies and looking for the conspiracies. And if the conspiracies that can be put together and sent to them are just believable enough, maybe they'll believe our conspiracy theories, Jason.
You know what?
Maybe our conspiracy theories will get believed.
You know what we should do? Let's say something now that we in 4 years we can come back on.
Okay.
Something that we think is going to happen.
What do we think is going to happen?
Mine is when they get the House back or when Trump's done, however that happens, we will find out Elon Musk has done something highly illegal. And we don't know what yet. We were talking about it on the way here. Because have you noticed the only two people that Musk really wants appointed or really wants to get through the confirmation process is Kash Patel of the FBI and whoever is leading the SEC. Those are the two that he's threatened the senators with primaries if they don't vote for him. Why? Why does he care?
He's over in Britain and Germany too.
Yeah, because he's committing crimes. I don't know what yet. We'll figure it out.
All right,
Because
that's fair.
the other one that he wants is whoever is the nominee for the SEC. Also protecting him because he's already reportedly he's going to get a fine for what he did with X. He bought up a bunch of X stock before he announced.
But he's not going to get a fine because Donald Trump's going to come in and he's going to save the world, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, we're going to take a quick break here on the QNow on Fox News KYRO. Listen, we're going to take a quick break here on the show. When we come back, it's going to be exciting because we're going to talk about more things that you want to listen to.
Yes.
Because you like to listen to what we have to say, and we have a lot to say. Trust me, we have a lot to say. We'll be back right after this. 1280 AM, KYRO 105.3 FM. Welcome back to the Q Now. Mark Bland, Jason Call, and our guest, Jenna Roberson, who we haven't had a chance to really talk much to because we've been handling our own business. But our guest, Jenna, is here. Jenna, how's life been treating you since you were on the show right before the election? How's everything going with you? Like, we haven't talked to you in quite a bit.
Yeah, but I mean, living the dream like everybody else, just taking some time off after the election. I said I'd get through the holidays before I tried to jump back in and do anything. So here we are.
Here we are. And, you know, Jenna, we didn't get a chance to sit down and talk with you. We got the chance to talk to Don about the Democrats, the election, the reaction to, like, Donald Trump being elected and kind of the reaction to how the Democrats fared overall in the election. Now, first off, you yourself did not win your election, correct?
No.
All right. And so if you were to, like, I'm sure you've thought about it a bit over the last couple of months. I'm sure it's popped through your head. What would you say do you feel was where the Democrats failed, in your opinion, your personal opinion?
On the national level?
Or on the local, where do you feel like their chinks in their armor at currently that they need to focus on that might be what led to where they ended up? And I know that's probably a tough question to like.
I think it's a lot of little things. I feel like it was death by 1,000 cuts.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
We had a change of nominee 4 months before the election. We had to overcome the way society was viewing our Madam Vice President. That was definitely an issue. The messaging was not great. There was not a lot of down ballot support. They picked their winners and who they wanted to support. So when you're begging people just to run on a ticket, I would advise against saying, oh, well, thanks for doing it, but we're going to completely ignore you. And I think that went federally through state levels, and it probably will local too. So it kind of felt like they picked their winners, and we didn't like their message. And I understood trying to bring people in the middle, but everyone said that she's super progressive, but she's not. She's probably a little more than Joe, but Joe is basically right of center now. Like, he would almost be.
Well, he's just an old
man.
He'd
be a Republican. Like, he's kind of, he's gone with it, but.
He's a crabby old man.
I'm old, but.
I mean, he's what he became.
It was a lot of things.
Crabby.
People, I think. Inflation. I think it was kitchen table issues, and I think why some of the social issues we definitely needed to focus on. I think we didn't actually focus on that as much as the Republicans made sound bites on Fox News about. They pushed that we even brought it up and then made it the whole thing, and then it turned into gas and eggs versus trans people, right? And then that's what it came down to, and that was a lot of the feedback I got from people was like, you hit this a little hard, and it's like, and of course we have empathy, but it was kitchen tables. We should have had someone like Bernie. Well, there's nothing against, Madam Vice President. I think I voted for her, proud to vote for her. I would have been proud to have her as my president. But as far as issues go, look at how they talk to AOC. Like, that's kitchen table issues. Unaffordable health care, right? How do we bring down the price of prescription medicine? They had plans for that.
I wish they would have realized just how dumb most of the people they were talking to are, because, nobody cares about January 6th and the democracy because they're too stupid to know what it means.
And they hammered that too much. And the thing is, it's not that I don't think they understand it. I don't think they cared.
Well, because they don't know. Okay. They don't know enough to care because they didn't pay attention in school.
A lot of them honestly did not
care. On
the
other side.
Yeah, like on their side. But yeah, like it wasn't a thing to them. These people are still out here convinced he's not convicted because he wasn't sentenced.
Right.
I'm like, we need a civics education.
And the thing, like, they act like the world wasn't on fire when Donald Trump was president. Do they not remember his inept response to COVID is the reason why
but they thought
there
it was a hoax. So
right?
He wasn't a win-win with them.
They act like the country was not great when he was president. Every metric for the economy shows Joe Biden's economy is stronger. It's stronger. It's better. It performs better. It just does. When Trump takes over, tariffs will bury this country.
He speaks to things in them, and I'm even going to get into like the social issues, but he speaks to their instant gratification. Like we're gonna put a Band-Aid on this broken leg, and then it's gonna fester and smell in 4 years, and then the next person's got to take over, and they're gonna get blamed for trying to fix the broken leg that's septic.
No wall, no health care, no nothing.
Right.
He didn't do anything. He said he would do.
He still won't. He's already walked back most of the promises
He's already
made
said,
now.
"Oh, it's really hard to lower prices."
I mean, they're talking about trying to eliminate, the National Labor Relations Board. I'm like, oh, what happened to being pro-union?
No, that's over.
UAW, like. For like all of you people, like really, you either didn't endorse or you thought this was going to be, and we have that problem locally too.
And they want all those H-1B workers. The only reason they want those is because Musk wants them to work for his companies because they can't quit.
Low key, Vivek Ramaswamy hit it right on the nose with that tweet. And I saw someone else that summarized this better than me. He said they got mad because they just got talked to like they normally talk to other people. And they didn't like it.
Exactly.
They did not like it. That's like we were trying to tell you.
Yeah.
It's class solidarity. They don't look at you as anything more than like they have not done anything. And
You're a useful rube.
Right. Like, and I don't want to say it like because it's like it's not you're not necessarily stupid. I think you're a true believer. Maybe you believe what you want, but look at it on paper. He has not done this.
And he's not.
But no matter what proof and facts you put out there, they're just like, no, that's not how it works. But,
that's not how it works. No. It's just not that way. I get it. Yeah.
And then you just say, like, okay, move on, agree to disagree. That's the best we're gonna do. But like, try not to alienate them. We're gonna need each other one day soon, probably.
Me and Jason felt, Jenna, that one of the biggest issues was the media aspect when it comes to the Democrats and the fact that because all right. I figured it out a little bit, Jason. Mm-hmm. So because Republicans are into conspiracy theories so deeply, they love that stuff.
Big time.
Conspiracies don't typically get picked up by mainstream media and talked about at all. So the first thing that they always do is go, oh, this is so off the grid that it needs me to be its news. And I have to go tell others about this or else it'll never get found out. Even though it just came from Alex Jones, who's got 4 million people watching at the moment he said it. Literally, that's better than most mainstream news stations have, right? That's more listeners than we have right now listening to this show. I can tell you that. So guess what? Coming on my show is probably more conspiracy than going on Alex's shows because he's hitting 4 million people at a time. I'm not. So, like, I'm that small guy. I'm that conspiracy. We're that thing here at the QNow. And by the way, we're called the QNow. We could be QAnon, and we could be all of it. Yeah. But my point is simply this. They like that. Do you see what I'm saying?
No, they do.
They like that aspect. And
kind of a kink.
They drive for that aspect. And because they drive for that aspect and they push for that aspect, they have no other choice but to share it with each other. And when they do that, they're doing more than they. So I'll give you a good example. Perfect example. You guys have been on Twitter many a time. You know who Brian Krasenstein is?
I do.
You've seen the name. Okay. He could be a bot. He could be a real guy. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But what I can tell you is that every time him or one of the other guys, Brooklyn Dad or whatever, those guys, all those guys, whenever they post, the first thing they're posting is some tweet from Donald Trump. It's something that Libs of TikTok said. It's something that some Republican said. Here's another Michael Lee post. It doesn't matter. It's always something Republican that they're posting. Yeah. And then they want everybody to go 2,000 deep underneath them so that they get a couple of bucks in their pocket.
That's why.
You see, it's that easy money that they're making on the side from the clicks and the views and the this and the that. But they're never promoting the QNow from the Gateway Fiber Studios and KYRO and Mark Bland and all that. They're not doing that.
The thing I don't like about the Krasenstein brothers is that they give too much what's considered like the devil's advocate. They do that way too much with the other side. They almost think too much about what they say when what they say is nonsense.
Yeah.
You know, like talk about
Or they just throw out like an opinion like it's fact.
Yeah.
Or like breaking news. We hear from a source like I could just type that up too.
They talk about mainstream media. No, it's just not covered by the mainstream media. You know what?
Because that's not true. That's
if you're
why.
a student and you're in a class and you're in, say, a history class, and you raise your hand and you say something asinine and completely ridiculous, your teacher's going to move right on by that and not bring that up for discussion with the class. Not because it's mainstream media and they want to silence you. It's because you're an idiot and what you said was stupid and no one wants to talk about it because it doesn't make sense. Why spend time talking about things that aren't real?
All right,
You know what
now
I mean?
I'm glad you brought that up, and I'm glad you explained
Billy
that.
Madison speech.
I'm glad that
I award you no points.
I'm glad that you brought that up, and I'm glad that you stated that.
Yes.
Because our problem in the Democrat and liberal world, the moderates and all of us, the issue from the election of 2024, I feel, is there was a lot of that sharing going on their side. Now, we've brought it up on our station many a times and our show over the last few years a few times, Jason.
Yes.
This idea that, hey, and Jenna, we've talked to, when we first met Jenna the first time, our first conversation with her was literally about how we have problems getting liberals to come on our show. And then once they came on our show, one of the problems Jenna and me realized very quickly is they don't like to share. And we knew that they kind of didn't like to share in the first place, but then we had to sit back and watch it happen. And it's like, okay, if people aren't sharing and no one's telling each other about anything, then the problem is that on their side, what we look at as weird and a problem in this is just word of mouth, keeping Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens and all of them alive. But guess what? Candace Owens has 2 million people watching her stuff whenever she talks. Hey, Jason,
Yes.
you know who else does? Joe Rogan. And you know what I
does.
think we are? And we said this with Don and all that.
Liberal
We're the liberal Rogans. And so here's the funny thing. Ladies and gentlemen, we deserve 2 million followers. I'm sorry. Me and Jason Call deserve. And I know that you go, if you say you deserve something in life, you shouldn't be allowed to have it. You'll never get it. This, that, the other. No. We've actually been doing this show long enough and are good enough at it.
That's
and
true.
literally, we're liberals on a conservative radio station. This is an MSNBC. This is a Fox News station, and we're the liberals on it. And they are giving us our opportunity every week to state our case the way we state it. So evidently, we're very good at what we do. And if that's the case, shouldn't that be recognized?
You know,
Don't really be good players in football get to go to the Pro Bowl?
They do.
Don't they get recognized for how good they are?
what?
Shouldn't you?
I will
Jenna?
make sure to bring you a trophy next time I
I
come.
want
If
to
that
get a
will
trophy.
make you
I want
feel
a trophy.
better.
A
You know
damn
what
trophy.
I would like to change on the liberal side, though, is liberals don't like to listen to people who think the way they do.
Yeah,
Liberals have an
nuance.
adversarial sort of bent to them when it's listening to. They want to be able to react, and they don't want to hear someone that thinks like
So-
they do. And I wish they would change that because it's more effective.
It's the chronically online
What's
echo chamber, and that's how they talk to each other
Yes.
there. But once you get outside, like they don't have the
They don't do
skills to go outside their
Now,
safety net.
let me
Yeah.
let me add this to this then. Mark's got a mouth, and it's been around. For
I
a
see
long-
it. It's right.
You
Perfectly
with
placed in
everything.
your
Jenna, was
head.
that you
too.
with the Was that you? Did you hit me with the bless your heart? Okay, all right.
She was checking out your
So
mouth.
check this out. She was just looking at my
She's got a
mouth.
mouth fetish.
No.
Dirty mouth.
No.
I won't put things in that mouth.
As a
Billy
person,
Banjos.
as a person with ADHD,
Yes.
one of the biggest issues that an ADHD person has is they can get to the point in their head of a conversation with someone faster than the conversation can get to the head of
know
where
what
it
you're
needs to
talking
be. And so as a person with ADHD, I had to learn that turns people off. If you like jump ahead or like too fast or whatever, like they don't like that because you'll start to unfocus from the conversation and they feel like you're not listening.
Yeah, I just already
And
know
it's-
the point you're gonna
And
make.
it's not that
Yeah.
it's that they already understand your point before you even make it, so they've moved on. And that bothers people a lot, and it turns people off to ADHD people. And it has nothing to do with these people won't get along or they're not on the same page. It's literally that one little aspect. It's just something that this person doesn't understand, and that person doesn't understand how it affects the other person. And I had to learn that. I don't think that they're learning from their mistake. That's what I'm saying. I don't think that in their situation they have that thing that turns people off a little bit or whatever it is. They're not learning that how it affects the other side, why it's turning them off.
No.
They just don't care. They think, oh, you just think you're smarter than me. Yes.
Okay. That
The answer is
took a hard
yes.
right turn, didn't it?
Yes, because I wouldn't call the FCC and do that, literally, because I wouldn't do that, because I know better and I know how it works, and I wouldn't do that. That's literally what I wouldn't do.
Don't accuse Sherlock Holmes of committing a crime because he will immediately investigate. And he will find out
Why wouldn't
there
we,
was no crime.
Why wouldn't we have investigated,
crime.
Jay? Why wouldn't we have investigated?
Why
Duh.
wouldn't we?
It was our names on the line. It was our careers. Duh.
Turns out FCC is in the phone book.
Yeah, turns out I can get to them real easily. Turns out they got email addresses and text messages. They have an entire part of the site where you can go and look at every complaint made over the last 50 years. It tells you where it happened. Do you know what my favorite ones that I read on there was? My favorite ones that I read on that FCC site, I swear to God, there are people in 2024, ladies and gentlemen, because this all happened at the end of 2024. There are people still today. They will do it this year, I promise you, because I saw it on there multiple times in 2022, 2023, 2024, 2021. Like,
was that the
people who can't get their radio station to come in clearly will call the FCC and complain about it. And it happened in Jefferson City, Missouri on like November 16th. Now you can go double check me and see if I'm right. Go to the website, fcc.org or whatever it is.
What was the one?
Check it out.
The one someone made a complaint they wanted MSNBC taken off the air.
Guys, listen.
The way my jaw stayed in place.
And listen, this is what I'm trying to explain.
Yeah, go ahead. I don't care.
Ladies and gentlemen, I guess we're really good at what we do.
We are. And you know what?
Do you know how
Everyone's
good
missing
we
it.
are? Do you know how good we are at what we do?
Extra handsome tonight.
We're so good at what we do, it doesn't even show up. That's how good we are.
All right, we don't even need
show
video.
up.
Just
I don't mean to brag, but
get that into your mind,
kind of
ladies.
important. Many leather-bound books.
You know what? There's
These double pleated pants.
Listen. There's guys in
Like a
professional.
cornerstone.
There's guys in professional wrestling that get really excited in the locker room to try to like pitch a story. Now,
Pitch a what?
these individuals, no, listen, they're not bad people. No, they're part of the show. They're part of the crew. They're they're listen. They're not bad people. I've watched it happen a million times in my locker rooms whenever I was in them. These people will pitch an idea that they're really, really excited about, right? They think it's this really crazy, over-the-top, great idea. And they'll go up to a veteran wrestler, somebody that they know, and they'll like tell the idea, be like, oh, what do you think about this? This would be this, that, the other. They're never thinking about all the out there in front of the crowd aspects, right? So like if you're doing television, hard cam aspects, things that you have to work to the hard cam. They don't understand the way a crowd is going to interact. They also don't understand, depending on the wrestler, entrance times, themes, the way these things work out, how they're going to interact with the booking, the timing, all of that. Like this is all things
like
that have to be taken into account,
pageant.
and it's not just your cool idea for a story. Because cool ideas for a story are great, but they have to have something to flush them out, is what I'm trying to say.
You know, if you're in the WWE, hard cam is on the right side as you approach the ring.
Oh, wow.
Well, it depends. Yeah, you're
Never
right. It
knew
is.
I-
Yeah, it is.
For
I didn't know
WWE,
that.
For most times, yeah.
usually.
Okay.
Yeah, for most times. If you come out, hard cam's to the right,
Yeah.
And that's easy. They can always work to the right. It's fine. That's right and right.
I know that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break here on the Q Now. When we come back, more with myself as well as our friend Jenna Roberson and Jason Call. We'll be back right after this. $12:80 a.m., 105.3 FM, KYRO. Welcome back to the Q Now. Mark Bland, Jason Cole, Jenna Roberson.
Comes the big one.
You guys like Metallica? Do you like music that rocks?
Right?
Me and Jason, we took my son to the Metallica concert. We had a blast.
I did have a fun night.
He got that for Christmas. He showed you that, right?
Yeah, a little.
He got the CD of the show.
Oh, okay.
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the QNow.
Was it Beavis or Butthead that had Metallica? The other one was AC/DC.
I am Cornholio.
Okay, that's what I thought. I couldn't remember exactly.
By the way, I want a special shout out to Saturday Night Live for when they had Ryan Gosling on and they did the Beavis and Butthead live in the crowd,
That was pretty good.
which was hilarious and one of my favorite skits Saturday Night Live's done in the last 15 to 20 years solid. It was hilarious. I rewatched it just a few days ago. It's just as funny as it was the minute
Then
I
they
saw
went
it.
to some like movie premiere dressed like that.
Did they really?
Like,
oh, I did not
the
know
following day
that.
or like,
Oh no,
yeah.
that's hilarious.
Wow.
No, but
Yeah.
that's funny. Like it was, they
looked
looked
just like him.
it. Like with the blonde pompadour. It's like, yeah, obviously that guy. But while we were at the break, right?
Mm-hmm.
I jumped on to do a little research, grab a couple of things that I might want to talk about here on the show. The first thing that popped up. This one's just gonna ring Jenna's ears. I can just see it coming. Here we go. You ready, Jenna?
Yep.
Here's the news story. Jason, be prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Kamala Harris heads to the Capitol to swear in senators who won't even say her name right.
That is true.
That is a true statement, ladies and gentlemen. Donald Trump tweeted it on Truth Social just a little bit ago. Did you hear how I say he tweeted it on Truth Social? I didn't say he X'd it over on Truth Social. I didn't even say he
It's Twitter.
truthed it on Truth Social.
Right.
I said he tweeted it, which
And it's
means
always Riverport, too.
trying to change Twitter to X was dumb. You're an idiot. Nobody cares
Right.
about your money.
Like a
except for
12-year-old.
stupid rule people that think that you're impressive. But I've met all kinds of rich people like Vince McMahon and other people. I don't think you're impressive to me. Like,
He's
I
not
don't, I
impressive.
just, you're not impressive to me. Like, you're just not.
He's an opportunistic grifter
Okay?
who has above average intelligence, but he's never invented anything.
He's got an evil soul.
He is.
He's just, there's something about him
And-
that's just not right.
But guys, this is a true statement. Kamala Harris has got to swear people in who won't even say her name right.
And that's the
and then
thing.
we got to turn around and have an inauguration for a guy who refused to even show up for this guy's inauguration when he got put in. And now he wants to blame him for everything that's going on
Yeah.
in New Orleans with a terror attack
Yeah.
from some rando
American
veteran who was in the military and he protected your country and fought for your rights and your free speech. Wait a second.
Wait.
Hold on.
Well,
Now,
I thought he was an illegal immigrant.
wait a second. Wait, now hold on. So he went and fought. He literally allowed bullets to be shot at him and got to wear the same uniform as your grandfathers and your brothers and sisters and cousins and everybody you love. All right. Then he decided to grab a flag that was ISIS flag of some sort or
Allegedly.
terrorist
I don't
terrorist
trust
flag.
any of this. I'm not buying any
That's
of these
fine.
stories.
No. He grabbed this terrorist flag.
I don't know. It's true.
And decided to exercise his freedom of speech. And
Freedom of driving.
Maybe let that joke win 15 people.
No.
Just gonna throw it out there.
Nope. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Do you see how none of it makes any sense? No matter how you try to wrap your head around it, how you try to like approach it from every direction, it always ends up with a bunch of people died because somebody was a complete jerk.
Yeah. We're so desensitized now.
Do you
They
understand?
have successfully desensitized
That's true.
us. And a lot of people have said, like, after Sandy Hook, we didn't do anything when all those children died.
Well, guys,
we're not going to.
That was
ladies
the
and-
end of it.
But
Yeah.
but no, ladies and gentlemen, you watched with your eyes over the last 2 years as Donald Trump was convicted of 34 felonies. And then he was not held accountable at all. They pushed off his arraignment dates. They did everything they could until he was elected president of the United States so he could wipe it all away. And here's what's really funny about that. Why would you guys support criminals? You're the ones who tell me and liberals and everybody else that they need to be taken off the streets, right? You don't like the illegals, right? The word illegal is not legal. It's the other side of it. It's the illegal side of it, the bad side of it, the part you want people to go to jail for. So why is it when that guy does something illegal or isn't illegal, you don't want them in trouble, but then when that guy is an illegal or does something illegal, you want them in trouble? I don't understand it. Come say it to my face and make me understand it.
It's because he's poison. He's poison. He's infected brains.
Say it to my face.
That's what
I
it
need
is.
you to say it to my face.
Well, they won't.
Man up. No. Just put your little big boy britches on and come say it to my face. That's what I'm trying to explain.
And your Oakleys.
Yeah. You and your 3/4 white high top.
Oh,
you and your
jean shorts.
You and your Ford truck.
Tank top.
Your Ford truck. Yep, your Ford truck. Oh,
your summer
same
outfit.
kind of truck that was used by the Texas guy that was in the military, like all the other guys in the military in Texas that got the Ford trucks.
It was an electric truck too.
And it was an electric vehicle, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
bet that extra burns.
But you could tell that it was completely deliberate.
Oh yeah, you just floored it.
You could tell
Did you
see
the video?
The video, that's it. That's what I'm saying. When he turned into.
Terrible.
By the way, also, I want to put something out there to the city of New Orleans. I saw a video, a news video from a few years ago, where New Orleans had installed on the ends of Bourbon Street specifically these raised barriers that could come up and block the streets off to make sure that no one could get in or out with any kind of vehicles or anything like that. Those were not being used at all.
You think New Year's would have been a good time for this?
You would think that New Year's is going to be really popular and have a lot of people out there for a long time.
Especially with a bowl game in town.
Good time to have those barriers up. But you didn't do that. And now, New Orleans, you're unhappy. You're sad. Things are not going well for you. Donald Trump is getting ready to be your president. Those gas prices are getting ready to become really cheap, Jason. Really
Right?
cheap. Donald
Totally.
Trump said, listen, I told you, ladies and gentlemen,
if they can trade
we
school
have been
kids for, I can trade
off
some tourists.
the
right?
air
As long as we get cheaper gas prices.
literally now for the last 2 months because we're liberal. Not because some random guy said an F word. It's because we had a target on our back. We talk liberal and moderate politics.
We're even told
they
we
don't
had.
like it because we're popular and people pay attention. And guess what? You should pay attention right now. Because here's what I'm going to say. It sounds to me like you guys are setting yourselves up for a lot of really bad things to happen moving forward.
You know what it is?
And I don't think you're paying attention. Because that was day one of 2025. Day one. Now, yeah, there'll be a couple of days here and there between that just kind of like float in and out, and that's fine, ladies and gentlemen. I understand that, but that was day one. We've got a lot more days to go this year, and I promise you, it's going to get wild.
You know, if you surround yourself with liars, if the people you follow on social media are liars, then you get what you get. That's why you have a ton of uninformed people running around who think they're informed. It's not like they're uninformed and they know it and they're, no, they think they know the right answer. And they'll tell you it's the right answer. But they don't know the right answer because
I don't have that confidence because I'm
they're
like
uninformed.
And the best part is
99% sure I am right, but I still keep an open mind. Like I could be wrong.
The best part is, guys,
As long
they
as I'm
think
correct.
that because of that small aspect you just brought up, Jason, they think they're hated by the other side. They think there's hate towards them, and it's like, no, actually,
It's not hate.
there's pity.
Yeah.
It's literally, you know, when you're a child, and then all of a sudden an adult shows you something that kind of opens your eyes and makes you go, oh, wow, I didn't realize that's how that worked. And now I know, so now I can do it over and over. And so you start to work with it. And before you know it, someday you end up being the person who shows someone else how that works. Okay, all you guys had to do was come talk to the liberals and the moderates. All you had to do was come ask us how all of it would play out. Oh, you guys were wrong. You didn't even pick the right person for the election. Bro, a lot of Democrats and liberals told me to their face they didn't go out and vote. They literally told me to my face that they stood on the sidelines because they weren't cool with what was going on. They didn't find a fan in either Kamala, and it was mostly men. And I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but that's what really happened. You're not popular. You won the popular vote because someone has to have more votes than everyone else, but you're not popular because the last time you were in an election, you lost by 10 million votes. This time you barely beat out the other person by a few million, a couple million, like what, 73 to 76 or something like that. It was like 3 million votes. And that's a 18 million, or what was it? Well, no, 73, 80. It was like a 10 million vote drop.
Yeah.
On the other side, do you think that literally the liberals and Democrats lost 10 million voters over the last 4 years? No. those people will still go vote liberal and Democrat today. No one switched sides. You guys created so much divisiveness with the 2020 election and your January 6th stupidity that we all turned our backs on you and said, there is no us and them working. Like, there's them over there and there's us over here. We're not worried about them over there. We're worried about us over here. Like, you guys are not a part of anything important, and this clown show, and it is a clown show that is getting ready to take over.
It's an absolute clown show. It's a bunch of...
It's everybody he nominates is a billionaire.
And they don't deserve the positions they're in.
Wasn't it
unqualified.
Don Jr.? Wasn't it Don Jr. that just yesterday or the day, it was the 31st, he was on a podcast. He was asked if he was going to his dad's Mar-a-Lago New Year's Eve thing where Elon Musk evidently got up in the middle of it and started dancing like Trump.
I saw that.
It's because he's whacked out on ketamine.
Yeah, he's on ketamine the whole time.
It was still better than listening to Laura Trump sing.
But here's the thing. Don Trump said on that podcast, and I heard the clip. I watched the clip of him talking to the it might have been Laura Trump or somebody on that podcast. He said, no, everybody there treats me like I'm a loser. Basically is what he said. Everybody there treats me like I'm a loser, and only losers go to that thing. Like, I don't associate myself with that. And it's like, that's his own son telling you that the guy that you just elected, his popular party, that all of you in Winfield, all of you in Troy, all of you in Lincoln County and Warren County, all of you here in St. Louis, if you were invited to Mar-a-Lago for the New Year's Eve blast and you're a big Trump supporter, you're a big Republican from the era, like Nick Schroer, he couldn't get there fast enough.
No.
He couldn't get there fast enough. All of you are like that. All of you are like that.
They're pick-me's. And they talk about submissive. They're so submissive to Trump.
Don Trump Jr. Don Trump Jr. isn't like you. He's a billionaire. He's got lots of money. Guess what? He doesn't want to go to his dad's party at all. There it is. A billionaire that you guys think is so great because they're the smart ones, right? Only guys that got lots of money, they're smart ones. Like, yeah, some of them have dads with money and they hand it to them, like $1 million to start their seed money with.
Maybe he didn't want to go
some
to
people have that. Others don't. Jenna, what's the most amount of money you've ever been given at one time?
I don't even
think about that. You've been given lump sums of money at different times in life. What's the most you've ever been handed? The most I've ever personally been handed in my hands and held, it was $21,560. That's the most one. And no, it was stacks for a video. I held them in my hand. They were real. It was $21,560. Exactly.
That seems like an odd amount for like a video. Like
nope.
It's very,
nope. All right. It's not an odd amount. Much. It's how it broke down. It's literally how it broke down.
But it became that amount of money. I mean, you would think it would be like $20,000.
Yeah.
$25,000. $15,000.
Was it a down payment for your house?
I don't know.
No, it's for a video.
It was for a music video. It was for a music video. For a hip hop music video that I happened to be around.
You know, you can tell.
I kind of want to see this.
That's serious.
You know, you can tell the
I mean, I'm not in the video holding the money or anything.
The real, truly horrible people on that side, when they start talking about the election, if they want to, just say something like, you know, I just don't know if that was totally on the up and up, or say something and watch them react to it like you're crazy.
Yeah.
These people who for the last 4 years
it's stolen.
Like, even though like Rudy Giuliani has to pay $80 million for lying about the election, they think you're crazy if you mention anything. That's the thing about them. They do all that.
It's ego. They think they're that important that the world revolves around them.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I know that you love listening to me talk to you. You love Jason speaking to your ears.
Do.
Jason and Jenna swinging sweet Dorito Buffalo Blazers into each other's mouth.
Always comes with a snack.
Right? I bring a snack.
We're going to take a quick break here on the Q Now. When we come back, well, more with us, guys. We'll see you guys after the break. We'll be back after this. 1280 a.m. KYRO. Man, that's strong, dude. We have by far some of the best return music.
One of the
bumper
people
music.
who feel these guys were one of the originators of metal. It was 1960s.
Who's that?
Blue Cheer.
Blue Cheer, okay.
Just a lot of distorted guitar and wasn't really going on yet.
Distorted just doesn't work good on radio.
It's either
I don't know.
66 or 68.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we have the best bumper music, and you're listening to the Q Now. This is the best independent political and pop culture show in the St. Louis area for sure, probably in the entire Midwest, we like to call ourselves Pogan. That's what I famously called the old shows, the Pogan shows. That's our version of being Rogan. We're Pogan.
Oh my
We're
goodness.
the Pogan. Welcome back to the Pogan show. Jason, if you've noticed over the last week, something really interesting has happened in the world of politics.
Yeah.
Okay? And the thing that has happened that's really interesting is it seemed last week that there became some infighting in the world of Republican politics simply because we have Vivek Ramaswamy and we have our friend Elon Musk, and they're going to run the Department of Government Efficiency, which, as we've explained on this show multiple times, guys, already the least efficient of all of the possible things that it could be, because it has two people it's paying for one job.
Yes.
So it's already the least efficient.
Already have two CEOs.
I know.
It's already the least efficient
Billionaires.
government efficient organization. Now, since that is kind of where this all stands, Elon Musk got into an argument because last week he basically said and came out in support of H-1B visas, work visas. These are work visas for individuals from other countries to come over to learn and education so that they can turn around and stay here and get good jobs.
Exceptional technical skill.
Exceptional technical skill.
That
That's
is, that is in short supply over here based on the people who want to defund our Department of Education.
Okay,
Well,
and
Make us
Elon
smarter.
Musk,
Nah.
now hear me out. Let me finish this off. Elon Musk explained to these individuals that, listen, there are smart people that do exist. There's just not a lot of them in America. Most of them are you guys.
And we're
the
lazy.
ones who put us into this position. And I just want to let you know, I know that you're all about being anti-immigration, right? Jenna, isn't that their thing? Anti-immigration?
Definitely top three.
They're
All of
they're very
1, 2, and 3.
They're very anti. Anti is a very big word for them. They're anti this and they're anti that and they're anti blah blah blah. But anti-immigration seemed to be something very important to Donald Trump as he ran for office, because he talked about illegal immigrants coming over and being against immigration. He was anti-immigration. He wanted to deport people who were from foreign countries. And so, see, that flies directly in the face of what MAGA, because, you see, when MAGA says that they want America first, what they're really saying, honestly, what they're really saying, and you can ask people out in the rules if you want to. Come to St. Louis. I'll take you out to the rules. I'll introduce you to people in the rules.
You'll have fun.
They'll tell you right to your face. What they mean is Americans first.
Yes.
It's not America first in the idea. It is the idea of America first. Like, we're always the best, baddest, beat our chest type thing. But when it comes down to that statement for them, it really is Americans first. And what Elon
Americans
was saying,
that look like them.
right? And what Elon said was non-Americans who don't look like you, who are not from your country. They're smarter. We need them here so that America can be the best country in the world. And you know what? Elon's probably not wrong about that. H-1B visas have been working for a long time in the United States of America. There are a lot of companies that have benefited and have successfully boosted America's value in the world because of those individuals working for them. None of them are you Trump supporters. Do you understand? That's what they're trying to tell you to your face. I know that you need me to help you read between the lines because you evidently never put the other two lines up, just the one in the middle, but you need to read between the lines here. Okay? They're telling you that you're the dumb ones, that you're the pushovers. Elon Musk is doing what he's doing because he figured it out. With Twitter, he bought influence. He had control. And then he realized, wait, the same people that are coming on my platform every day that I bought for $44 billion that I'm influencing and pushing around and using bots and everything else to create algorithms and to promote and push Republican and conservative agendas, I can do the same thing. All I do is take the same amount of type of monies, go find the person who's doing it offline in the most influential way, and as long as I can make him do whatever I want him to do, like a company that I own, like a Twitter platform, then guess what? I have that. And he did it. He turned around and had a meeting with a guy that brought him to the White House in 2016 wanted him to be a part of his administration in the first term, and after a week of being there, Elon Musk walked out of there and said, no, I do not want to be a part of this, and went right back down to Texas, or back then California, wherever he was living at the time, and said he wanted nothing to do with it. Now he's best friends, dancing with them on New Year's Eve next to it, and it's only after he spent $250 million out of his own pocket and put it into Donald Trump's pocket so that Donald can try. And then all of a sudden, he's the first person to get appointed to anything. And it's like, where did this come from? And by the way,
I can't imagine how that happened.
A week before the election, you start showing up on stage doing jumps and
weird,
being weird.
Dark
like
MAGA.
It wasn't. You weren't there back in June and July. You weren't there at the debate. When Joe Biden messed up. Like, you weren't there for any of that. Like, see, it's too obvious, guys. It's too obvious.
One thing they keep forgetting to mention about these H-1 visas is those workers, when they come work, probably for him, they can't go get another job somewhere else,
right?
Without leaving the country or reapplying from that company.
They do have minimum pay standards, from what I understand. Like, it's not like they're paying them less, right? But they can work them as much. And to be honest with you, Indian culture is a lot like, they are the workhorse type that Republicans are looking for. Their culture is very dedicated to working hard. They'll work extra long hours, right? And they're getting exploited because of it. And so if anything goes bad, they cannot leave.
They're grateful.
Yes.
He said that himself. I
believe it.
And of course, they're grateful. He says, talking about the difference between an American worker and an H-1
They're
visa
grateful
worker.
for being in America and not where they're at, where there was so much more competition. That's what they're grateful for.
And they're not going to rock the boat.
No, and they are the ones that are taking our jobs, because when they say they're taking our jobs, that's the level of jobs that these people with a high school diploma seem to think are losing jobs to.
So thank you very much, and thank you very much. Let me just, if I could reiterate real quick for everybody out there that's just joining us here from the Gateway Fiber Studios of 105.3 FM KYRO. Republicans, you elected a guy that brought Elon Musk with him into the office, and it flies directly in the face of all of your beliefs. Literally. You elected your own problem. They're going to immigrate more people to the United States. And by the way, guess what? Out in Winfield, Missouri, you're not in any power to stop them. They're not going to come here and ask you if you have an opinion on it. They don't care. They got your dumb vote on that one day, and that's all they needed. Now, Elon Musk is never coming here. He's not coming to your town. I'm not saying that it'll never happen in a million years, but let's be honest, 99.99999% chance he's probably not. But if he does come, it's probably just to hang out at the Family Dollar. He's definitely not coming here to talk to you about politics or about Tesla or about anything that you could be involved with, because they're not coming to you.
And he is done with their vote because nobody there cares about J.D. Vance. Trump can't run again.
He was down at Mar-a-Lago for New Year's, but he's being very
But you know what
quiet.
I mean? Like the machinery isn't going to be there for him.
That's my conspiracy theory, because you had one earlier. Mine is they're letting Trump, because they don't care. They win-win. Like, do all this stuff, say all these things that everybody's like appalled by, right? Like, they admitted it. I think that sets the groundwork for after he gets elected. I would be very surprised if they don't 25 Amendment.
I told someone that a while
I feel like
back.
that's what they're going to go
You
for.
think they're going to try the 25th Amendment?
I mean, I think
you really think so?
I think the heritage
they don't need him.
Why do you think? Why? Okay, so all right.
He's old.
Now here's the question.
Prove,
but here's the problem.
Slower.
But here's the problem.
Liability.
Here's the problem, though. Liability or not, the people, ladies and gentlemen,
he's a lame duck
I'm
president.
trying to
Doesn't matter.
explain this to you. The people are the dumb ones they're talking about. The voters, they are suckered into this Americans first Donald Trump thing. So if they try to 25th Amendment Donald Trump, there's a good chance the base will revolt in that regard, because they are popular for him.
Well, here's
they're
the
not
thing, though.
popular for Musk or for Vance or for any of those.
For Musk.
I think they're peeling some off. They're caught Vivek. And
Oh yeah, the smart ones are starting to figure it out. Yeah.
And so you're not going to have as many. Yeah, just like J6 type folk. I don't think there would be necessarily as many, right? Like, I think some people are kind of wising up, and I think a lot of them are having a problem coming to, like, I might have been wrong. Like, that's
is kind of distraught come 2028. Let's assume that we can have another election in 2028. Let's assume that it's not just vote for me now and you won't need to do it again in a few years. You won't have to vote again. Let's assume that doesn't happen. Let's assume that we can vote in 2028. Jason, I think I've put it out a few times on this show that if I have a party divided and somebody else could step to the table and maybe pull the pieces of that party together, somebody who's a little more moderate in their stance, something that the classic Republican stalwarts would be willing to get behind a little bit, and the newer guys might be like, he's just young enough to where maybe we can hang out and have a beer.
I bet the guy you're talking about has 2 first names.
One of them, is it Ryan? Is Ryan one of those names?
It would be one of those names.
That would be one of those names. His name is Paul Ryan, ladies and gentlemen, and I've been saying for years now, 2024, 2028, that gentleman will run for president of the United States and possibly win it. Now, I could be wrong.
He could get the Republican.
He hasn't run yet.
It depends how disastrous this is.
But when he stepped away from Trump in that first after he was done with his speakership role, when he stepped away and was like, "Nope, I'm good. I don't want any of this stink on me."
You
didn't hear from him
Good
again because that's what guys who've already been a vice presidential candidate do. They already know how the game works. They get themselves as far away from those people because they know what they could have down the road. And guess what? Paul Ryan, I know for a fact he's got all the John McCain, Mitt Romney dudes in his pocket.
He's a coward.
He might be a coward, but he's got him in his pocket.
I mean, all of them are, well, maybe not Romney and maybe not even
Romney
Liz Cheney.
Will speak
but
up.
Paul Ryan, no, he knew exactly what this was, and he let this. He let get.
I'm not going to sit there and say he didn't do it, but he stayed quiet to be.
He put his career over the good of the American people.
No,
he's a coward.
But did he?
And he's a power-hungry coward.
But did he? They elected Donald Trump. He won. Ryan's not going to stop that. He has no power to stop that. All he can do is, nope, I'm not going to be a part of this. I know what this is, and I'm out of here. Actually, it makes him, to me, you might be right, but it also makes him look smart to me. Like, nope, no. That's not what I'm not going to get involved in this. I'm not going to try to turn the base or anything, but I'm definitely not going to be a part of this. Nope, because I'm smarter than that. I know what's at stake. I know what I could have down the road possibly, and I'm not going to let that stink get on me.
You know what I was thinking about? I would like to be. What's the guy from New Jersey? Was it?
Oh, Chris Christie.
No, the Democrat senator just got convicted.
Oh crap!
His daughter has a show on MSNBC. What's his name? It's not Ramirez. It's Bob Menendez.
Right? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
How'd you like to be him?
Kept getting investigated. They finally got caught.
You found guilty. He's gonna go to jail.
As he
Donald
should.
Trump's not.
Yeah.
Donald Trump's not.
All right.
We held our own accountable.
On that note right there, ladies and gentlemen, the liberals held their people accountable, and Donald Trump was not held accountable at all, as well as many Republicans are not being held accountable for the bad things that they've done.
Raping.
And so, therefore, we're just going to sit here and play some commercials for you, and then we'll be back right after this. $12.80 AM, 105.3 FM, KYRO, the Gateway Fiber Studios of KYRO. Welcome back to the QNow every Thursday night, 7 to 9 p.m. live on the radio for Fox News.
Hopefully video soon.
All kinds of fun things with you. Jason, I was trying to get a ranker review for us. I was trying.
Nothing out.
But I wasn't finding anything that was like sparking my interest. It was like, oh, this is something that we definitely should do here on the show. Like I was amiss. I was amiss. Jenna.
Yes.
We just had Christmas. Did you know that?
I heard about it.
We had Christmas, and then we had New Year's. And
did you get gifts?
Did you get some gifts this year? Did you get any cool gifts for yourself?
Are you getting married?
Yeah, are you getting married? Are you getting married?
Yes,
Did you get married for Christmas?
You got married for Christmas?
Don't act like you did not try on those top
Did you
bridesmaids
watch the
dresses.
same
No,
Lifetime
no.
holiday classic movie that I did, the Hallmark movie, where he's a mid-level tree farmer from the Northwest. She's from their high school, but she's a newscaster from down in Florida. But she's got to come back to town because she's hit rough times and she doesn't know it's been 10 years since she's been back, and you're just there with your mid-level tree farm that just seems to make $1.3 billion a year somehow, and we don't know how.
Excellent business model.
You and your husband or you and your boyfriend are going to get married. It's going to be beautiful.
You ever notice in those Hallmark movies, they apparently have nothing better to do but to just be hanging around town square?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
bumping into everyone.
They're always bumping into everyone at the town
square. You have nothing nothing else to do.
Have you been to a small town in America? You grew up in a small town.
I did. There's no square that everyone walks around.
Is everybody just constantly?
Fredericktown. Fredericktown has a literal square.
Yeah, but does everybody in 2024, 2025 just walk around it all the time, even on cold days?
There's no stores anymore.
No, there's no stores. That's what I'm saying. Like, guys,
Walmart
you have
killed it.
The movies.
The billionaires killed it.
We've talked about this. Donald Trump loves to watch TV. He loves movies. He thinks that movie actors and characters are real, like Hannibal Lecter. Yep. But so do you, voter. So do you, Trump voter. You Netflix and chill. You think Star Wars is
Hannibal in all of us.
You think the acolyte is real? Like there are lightsabers, and somewhere in the world people are fighting with lightsabers. No, that's a movie.
You know what? I like that reality.
They made that up.
I'd be okay with it, honestly.
I think that we should probably stay away from Star Wars discussions at this point on the show. You take a liberal who's from St. Charles County, you put him on, and you have them talk about Star Wars, and before you know it, the cuss words come a-flying out their mouths.
Now the FCC's involved. It's a big old mess.
It's okay. I'm just going to hit the button. We'll be fine.
Yeah, hang on.
All right.
I don't think it's working.
So, anyway, yeah, guys, that, man, you know, I would have thought, do you guys have anything movie related anymore that you look forward to each year? When I was growing up, remember, there was always movies coming out because the internet didn't exist the way it is. You guys remember. Yeah. And when we heard about something, we're like, oh, that sounds like it's going to be exciting. And then you would wait until the word of mouth told you, oh, it's coming out this weekend. And then everybody, like Blair Witch, everybody jump on it, right?
It'd be in the newspaper.
Right. But now everybody sees the trailers. Everybody knows everything from their Facebook feeds. The minute it comes out, everybody's already got opinions on it. And they're spoiling stuff.
That, and when's the last time you remember being at the movies and a trailer came up and surprised you? You had no idea it was coming out. You had no idea there was a trailer. Because back in the day, you could do that because there wasn't a gossip site that I could go and get all my information. There wasn't a half-hour show about movies. And I didn't know this movie's coming out. And I didn't know that, unless someone told you, you also didn't know that there was a trailer for a certain movie before a movie because there wasn't a social media to go
there just
and look
wasn't
at.
these
there wasn't
options.
a way to find out.
We were playing fast and loose. Like, we used to answer the phone without caller ID.
Right.
I mean, we used to live the dangerous life.
Answer your door.
Like,
when
my
people knock
social
on it.
anxiety could never.
Remember when you were a kid and someone would ring the doorbell or whatever and everyone would be excited? And then,
Did you?
And
We usually ducked.
Well, no, and then but then when you got older and got your own place, it was like super shady that someone knocked, like someone just knocked on the door.
Yeah.
Like,
who just shows up at someone's house?
Everyone I know is in this house right now.
Okay, all right. Now, I don't have a ranker review for us, but I was just goofing around here while you guys were talking, trying to see if I could find one. What's really interesting is I pulled up this list, okay? And this is a list off of Ranker of the 35 best current sci-fi television shows ranked, okay?
Okay.
Now, that might not mean anything to a lot of people out there, depending on if you like sci-fi or not, but I'm not going to do the whole thing.
I do.
I just want to start at number 6 and go to number 1 real quick and just kind of like list these off.
I like sci-fi enough to like enjoy it, but not enough to talk at a comic book store.
Yeah.
Number 6 on this sci-fi list of current television shows is The Orville. Have you watched The Orville?
I love The Orville.
Now, I've seen a couple of episodes. I didn't stick with it. Now, that doesn't mean I won't go back
Is it good?
and watch.
I loved it. I thought it was hilarious.
Dude, Netflix put out a show called Space Force with Steve Carell starring in it to make fun of that.
Is that funny?
It was fantastic. They really should have done more seasons of that because I really liked that. I feel like The Orville's in the same vein. Like, that's the same vein. I like The Orville.
I have to watch it.
Is it top 10? I don't know if it's top 10. Number 5 is a show called Silo. I haven't heard of this at all.
What's that on? Is that like on Sci-Fi Channel?
It says Silo offers a thrilling post-apocalyptic world that explores the remnants of human civilizations hidden beneath the surface.
Is that the one where they convince them to stay underground because if they go outside, the air is poison?
Is it
Possibly,
Silo,
but it's
like
not really or
SILO,
something.
or
I think
is
I've
it-
seen it on TikTok
SILO.
or something. Yeah.
Now, coming in at number 4 above that is a show called Fallout, which is based off the video game. There's a video game called Fallout.
I know the video.
And I heard
I've
about
seen the
that.
show.
I heard about that show existing, so I was interested in taking a look at it. Stranger Things comes in at number 3.
Stranger Things is awesome.
But is Stranger Things...
I watched one season and never made it back.
So great.
Is it current? Is it done yet?
No,
Did they end it, or they got one more season?
They got a season coming out this year.
They got one more?
That's it.
Is it coming out this year, or is it going to be a poster that comes out that tells us it's coming out in 2027?
They've wrapped filming. Now it's just all the CGI.
Just because Stranger Things wraps anything, that could be 4 more years before that show debuts again.
They just got to do all the CGI.
Well, no, remember, they gave it to us the second season in the middle of COVID, and we were all excited. Then they cut it in half, didn't show it to us until the next year, and then they told us it was going to be 2 more years until we got to even see the first 6 episodes of the last season or whatever. Like, that's crazy. And by the way, if you remember, they split it between 4 shows and then 2 extra shows that were different or whatever.
It'll be interesting to see what they do, because the way season 4 ended was with the thing spreading in real time. So are they going to do a time jump? Because now these people are 3 years older.
Yeah, exactly. They're way older. Number 2, Rick and Morty. Not a bad pull, because but the cartoon aspect.
That's, to me, it's not
throws
sci-fi.
Me out. It throws me out on this. I get it. He's a doctor who does a lot of sci-fi things.
It's like saying Family Guy is a sitcom. Yeah, maybe, but it's a cartoon.
Now, number 1.
I think it's a rom-com.
Number 1, I honestly agree with. I'll go and look at the top 10 to make sure after 6 there's nothing else that stands out. But number 1 is The Mandalorian. And
I've only seen a few episodes.
Never watched it.
I need to get into so many movies or TV shows that I'm so behind on. I haven't seen or haven't went back to.
I haven't seen any new ones, but I think I'm on my 4th time running through the Charmed series. I watched the same thing.
I think I need to be bedridden.
I've watched Grey's Anatomy during
I need a workman's comp injury that I can stay in bed.
No, you can't. You can't walk into our show, flutter that you're on your 4th rerun of the Charmed series with Shannon Doherty.
You know what? I watched it when it came out.
I watched it more than once.
I was in high. I'm like, yeah.
Did you watch Buffy? Did you watch Buffy?
No, I finally watched it for the first time. Maybe
What'd you think? What'd you think of Buffy?
The first season was, and then
it got better. It got better.
And then it got weird after she died, and they brought her back to life.
The Spike part, that all got weird.
I like the Spike part.
Part's great. Spike part's great. I'm just saying, but once the Spike part happens, that's when it kind of gets weird.
They should have ended the show.
And I'm not a big Buffy fan. I just had a girlfriend at the time that liked Buffy. I would watch shows with her. I just kept up with it.
Supernatural is where it's really at, though.
Oh, okay. That's what's his name? Jensen Ackles?
I'm a Dean Winchester girl.
You're a Dean Winchester. Why is Supernatural so good? Listen, explain this to me and Jason. We want to know.
I like Supernatural.
Jason
kind of
watches the Cubs, so everything is better than that.
Super fantasy with the Cubs. I like the storyline. Like, it's cool. It's like they have the individual thing, but they've got a whole episode. It's like it's family. I don't know. It just kind of hits all the mark. It's not too super serious, but you can cry. I don't know.
Now, where I grew up, Buffy was on WGN. Was it on WGN for everyone?
CW, WG. I don't know.
So was it CW? Yeah.
For us, it was CW around here.
What was it? 90s? Buffy was 90s.
Yeah, Buffy's 90s.
Yeah, it was on WGN.
And it was a Charmed, that was all.
That was CW.
But that's all CW.
Yeah.
Yes.
All of that's CW. That's all Channel 11 here in St. Louis. That was those shows only played on Channel 11, whether it's Buffy or Charmed.
Speaking
or whatever.
of old things that
the
don't
old
exist anymore
CW.
with
Think about
TV
that
shows.
old CW. Wow.
You
remember the frog?
Remember the WB frog? Remember summer shows? Remember summer shows?
Summer shows that were
only
on
came out in the summer.
Well, wasn't that Bayside? Wasn't that Saved by the Bell? Like for like a while there, that was only Bayside.
But for me, like the one I remember was oh crap! I just lost it.
You lost
it was on
it.
USA Network.
Malcolm in the Middle.
No. Hot whatever.
Okay.
I'm gonna get it. Okay.
Is it the one with the black guy and the white guy?
No. It's
Psyched.
Sam from. His name was Sam. What's his name?
From Cheers?
No, his name's Sam in the show. From
the worst game of charades
this
ever.
Is the worst game. Like Jason
he
doesn't
keeps
know
talking over me. I can't finish what I'm doing.
What are you talking
about? Every time I start to talk, everyone's a Sam. Boom, 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 boom. No, from Evil Dead. He's in it. He plays Sam in the show. Burn Notice.
Burn Notice. I love that show.
See there.
Fiona.
You were very helpful.
Burn Notice.
Burn Notice came out in the summer, and also White Collar came out in the summer.
Both of those shows have white actors who are the stars, that look kind of like Harvey Specter in Suits. People that you see their face and you go, they're really pretty.
Yeah.
But I don't know your name. Jensen Ackles that's a perfect example. A guy you don't know the name of, but if you just saw him, you'd be like, yeah, I know who you are, but like I don't know you. Like I couldn't pull your name off the top of my head.
You know, talk about finding out someone you didn't realize it. I was watching the Hunter, and That's the guy from what's the action movie?
Terrible at this.
The Ass, or whatever it's called. You know what I'm talking about?
what?
The action movie with Nick Cage.
Oh, the action movie, yeah.
Where they dress up. They're pretend action heroes or superheroes. Kick-Ass.
Oh, Kick-Ass. Yeah,
That guy in Kick-Ass is Kraven the Hunter.
You just brought up Nicolas Cage.
I didn't know that.
Ladies and gentlemen.
You know, there will be no Nick Cage slander on my watch.
Let me explain something to you. I said this to my wife driving to the mall after I watched a movie with Nicolas Cage the other night. I did not know this movie had come out. I did not know that Nicolas Cage was in this movie. And it's a thriller. It's called Long Legs. And it's the story of a serial killer situation. Now, let me explain something to you all here.
I've seen
the reason I brought this. Why are you always talking over me? I can't even finish it. The minute I start to talk, you talk over me.
It's terrible, isn't it?
It's crazy. How am I ever going to finish the sentence? It's wild.
Stop being so emotional.
Okay.
It's very overreacting.
So emotional.
You guys just keep laughing and saying I'm so emotional. You just won't let me finish it all.
He's going to tell Mom. We're going to get in trouble.
I'm going to tell Mom. All right. Long Legs, fantastic film. I would give it a solid 8 out of 10 to 9 out of 10 in that range. Also, with that being stated, Nicolas Cage might be our best actor that we currently have working in the business of acting. I'm not saying Denzel isn't up there. I'm not saying other people aren't good. The range Nicolas Cage has shown over the last 20 years between movies like Long Legs, Mandy, that incredible, unbelievable, whatever movie that just came out a couple of years ago. It doesn't matter. Kick-Ass, whatever this man touches. I know that you have your personal opinions of, schlocky B movies from the 90s like Face Off and stuff. It's like, yeah, but that starred John Travolta with him. It wasn't just some schlocky movie. Snake Eyes. Oh, another one.
Was he in Fast Times at Ridgemont High too before he had his teeth fixed?
Oh, yeah.
He was one of the cooks.
That's where he started. That's his first movie he ever did.
Coppola.
Nicholas Coppola.
Yeah, exactly. He's Francis Ford Coppola's nephew, ladies and gentlemen. The guy who did the Godfather and what's the other one with Marlon Brando?
He did 1, 2, 3.
No, the Vietnam movie. The Vietnam movie. Apocalypse Now. Apocalypse Now. So that's what I'm trying to say, Lega. But Nicolas Cage might honestly be our best pound-for-pound actor that we have working in the United States of America. And I hate to down other guys that I know are talented. I'm just saying, your range ain't touching him. Denzel's got range, and he's touching him. Clooney does have some range. Pitt doesn't have really much range.
You know what the thing
Pitt doesn't have much range.
I don't think Clooney does either.
What Nicolas Cage has though is
maybe not anymore.
Yeah.
He is
Every once in a while he
equally
surprises me.
He is equally great at terrible and good movies.
Yes,
though.
like they're campy, and he owns it.
But he can be in something so terrible and be awful, but at the same time be in this, and it's
National
so good.
Treasure.
He was in
I
National
love
Treasure.
that series.
The movie that just came out last year that looked like Showbiz Pizza Place with all the animatronics in it. No, not Five Nights at Freddy's. It's the other one, Willy Wonka's Wonka World or whatever it was, the Willy World or whatever. That's enough. Like, he played a smaller role in that where he doesn't talk a whole bunch. And he still nailed it. Like, it just came off great for that movie. It just worked.
He was in...
I don't know.
I don't know why he has so many haters. It's like Nickelback.
I don't even know if he has any more haters anymore.
Nickelback
it's just because he does so many movies.
Remember, now, hold on. You might have just walked into something for us here, Jenna, because think about this.
I like
in
our friends north of the border.
2005, Nickelback's popular. It's on the radio. A lot of people know them, and they're on tour worldwide. They're doing really well for themselves. But a lot of people are like, I'm just anti-Nickelback. Now, it's 2024, 2025 now. I've had conversations with people about Nickelback in the last couple of years.
They're coming around.
And they're not downing them. They're not slammed. They're not looking down on these people anymore the way that they did at the time. And that's what I'm trying. Like Creed, even Creed back in the late 90s. People made fun of Creed. Oh, you're a Christian rock band. You're this. Oh, I'm wide open and all this.
So
and his
dramatic.
voice. And it was always his voice, right?
I was used to call him Allison Jam.
There you go. Yeah, because it's like Alice in Chains almost.
Well, but with Eddie Vedder's voice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, holy crap.
There it is. Like, no, I totally understand what you're saying about this. But now I think people come around things easier because back in those times, we weren't communicating with each other equally. It was a lot of word of mouth, and it depended on who you ran into and the way that they presented it to you. And that's kind of how things came off. Now, everybody just kind of shares all the information all at the same time.
Yeah.
So you'll get 5 different people that tell you the same thing. Yeah, if you were dealing with them and didn't talk to them all the time, you're dealing with them offline, you might be like, Sarah and Jay, no, I don't agree with when they give me information. But Daniela and Brooke, yeah, they're fine. Like, they're fine when they do it. And Jenna's great, but Mark's not really good at this. I don't like Mark. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, people are like that in real life. But online, you don't have to worry about that. They just put it up onto the feed. Now I see all 6 of you said it. And then I go, all right, do I trust it or not? Yeah, these 2 people said this, and I really trust them compared to these others. I'll run with it. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't have to worry about that back and forth, who told it to me, how I got it presented, all of that. I can just go, either I like Nickelback or I don't. They exist or I don't. I saw the movie trailer or I didn't. Do you see what I'm saying?
You know what I sense coming? Possibly even next show.
FCC?
Well, of course, they have to.
I mean, that's got to happen. They're already being called right now.
No, a pop culture of Nick Cage movies.
Oh,
you know what? You know,
yes.
I
There's
think
of starring role
there are
movies.
there's plenty.
But there's tons.
Don't
There are.
No.
He celebrated
You know
nice
what?
filmography.
Let's take a quick break here on the QNow, and when we come back, we're going to hit you guys with our last segment. But also, I'm going to look that up real quick.
There's a ranker.
There's probably a ranker. Let's take a look real quick and see what we got. We'll be back right after this. 105.3 FM, 1280 AM, KYRO. Welcome back to the QNow. Mark Bland, Jason Call, Jenna Roberson, hanging out with you guys today.
What's that?
Little Morrison Hotel for
It was
us.
speaking of the 90s.
I know.
Or early 2000s.
And there's
There you
some
go.
90s nostalgia right now.
There it is. All right.
Up in ya.
While we were off the air, Jay,
Get some clear Pepsi.
I did do Pepsi Clear. That's an 80s thing, though.
You know,
That was 87.
Oh, well, all right.
You're old.
I found I went to Texas and visited my aunt, and down there I got Pepsi Clear, and when I came back to my little town in Iowa, no one would believe me.
Really?
Because it was a test.
It was a test market. Yeah,
down there,
yeah.
and it was years. I don't even know. If,
Yeah.
like
It
the people I
didn't last
talked
very
to.
long.
Yeah, they didn't believe me that it existed.
We needed our fake
Another
guys.
thing that we couldn't like if I had a phone back then, I could have went, oh yeah.
All right.
You'll probably find it on
So,
Amazon.
Jason, during the break, I went and did a search for us
Yes.
on Ranker of Nicolas Cage. Now, I have in front of me the ranker of the top 10 Nicolas Cage movies.
Okay.
So I think that we could break down a little kick the tires action here. We're not going to be able to get into a seriously
Maybe we
hardcore.
won't move up and down too much.
We ain't going to be able to move a lot, but
give a grade.
I
We'll give
think
a grade.
I think we're going to take a look. Starting off at number 10, Jenna is going to be super excited about this.
Okay.
And the reason she's going to be super excited is because it's National Treasure,
Oh,
Book of
Number
Secrets.
10. Wow.
Oh,
Starting it at number
2.
10.
Okay.
Now, at number 11,
That's the second one, though.
number 11, we have Kick-Ass. So Kick-Ass is before it on the list. So is National Treasure better than Kick-Ass? And this is Book of Secrets.
That's the second one, but I
So that's the
say yes.
second one. I say, I find that, no, I disagree. I say Kick-Ass is better than National Secret or Treasure Book of
Okay,
Secrets.
Helen Mirren.
Yeah,
Helen
yeah.
Mirren.
Yes, she's good, but I'm just
Okay.
saying Kick-Ass
She's
is a
perfection.
unique, great,
It
fun
is.
little movie. I would put it above National Treasure Book of Secrets.
But then did they make a second Kick-Ass and it wasn't
I
as good?
don't remember.
It wasn't as good. I did see the second Kick-Ass. It wasn't as good. Okay, now, do we keep it at number 10?
I
Or-
would because I just National Treasure. You ever had certain movies that just hit you at a certain time,
Yeah.
and you just love them for some reason? National Treasure 1 was one of those movies,
Yeah. Mhm.
so it would be hard for me to vote against it. But Kick-Ass was cool.
But that was number 2, so we're not going
Yeah,
to let
that was
number 1
2, that was
fall.
2.
But
Yeah, we're not there. Okay, so I
would be good with either
I'm
of
going
that.
Kick-Ass up. You're saying keep Book of Secrets,
keep
and you
it,
say
but-
Book of Secrets.
I would probably keep Book of
Yeah.
Secrets.
Okay, so Book of Secrets stays
would've
at 10.
cried, though.
But I would have been fine.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 9 is The Family Man.
Oh, that's
Good, but I
Not
can
a
do it.
Depressing.
bad movie.
Yeah,
It's kind of heart wrenching.
Yeah,
you know
it
what I'm
is.
saying?
It's been done before, and
It
before and
has.
after that type of whole. It's basically
Now, should Book of
Ghost of
Secrets
Christmas Past.
beat that, or should it stay where it's at? Because it's a 10, Family Man's at 9.
I would.
I would
move
put
it.
Book of Secrets ahead
I
of
would-
Family
I would
Man.
Yeah, I mean,
too.
Family Man had some moments, but it's basically.
It wasn't
Scrooged.
bad, but sometimes like he's very good at the action genre. So when he does the serious stuff, like with
Yeah.
what was it, City of Angels, like he did it, but it's
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now coming in at number 8 to bounce off our new number 9 of Book of Secrets, is Leaving Las Vegas.
Oh no, that's
now that's
how's
a
that
tough
not
one.
number 1?
That's
You
a
won an
tough
Academy
one.
Award.
That's a tough one. He did win an Academy Award for it. But see, sometimes it's the movie itself that doesn't lend. And Leaving Las Vegas is one of those stories. It's one of those stories that really deserves an Academy Award performance.
It did.
It just doesn't necessarily always land with everybody. It's not a general thing.
It's heavy. It was very heavy.
It's a heavier movie.
It's not a rewatch type movie.
Now, is it better than Book of Secrets? Yes.
I think
it's definitely. I think I will keep it at 8. I would keep that at 8.
And Elizabeth Shue's really good in it too.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 7, interesting choice at number 7 to be better than Leaving Las Vegas. Honestly, Lord of War comes in at number 7.
That is so good.
Now
that
that's
actually
really
is
good, and that's about him being an arms dealer.
Yes, he was really excellent in that role.
And that's another one of those movies. See, once again, Nicolas Cage has a lot of range, a lot of movies you weren't paying attention to. That's one of those movies where, I'd recommend that to be. I'd be like, oh, yeah, watch Lord of War. Like, you'll like that movie. It's
That
good.
one's not the true story, though, right? The one with where the 2 guys are doing it?
The one with Jonah Hill and all.
That's a true story.
That's the true story.
Yeah.
But this is based off of that same
I thought
aspect.
it was a true story.
Was it?
I thought it was.
The Lord of War sees Nicolas Cage take on the role of Ewan Orlov, an international arms dealer, navigating the complexities of ethical dilemmas within his line of work. It doesn't say it's real. It doesn't say that it's real.
It must be that other one then.
All right, number 6, going to be tough to beat. Number 6 is Raising Arizona.
Oh my God, that's fantastic!
I forgot about that one.
Raising Arizona is amazing, and it's it's much better than Lord of War.
Yes.
Lord of War is good, so I'm going to leave Lord of War where it's at 7, and we're going to leave.
Get your hands off my woman.
John Goodman was so good in that.
I'm definitely going to leave Raising Arizona at 6, but if I leave him at 6, number 5. Tough for me. Nostalgia built into this one. Gone in 60 Seconds. Gone in 60 Seconds might be one of Nick's better roles that he's nailed.
I think
Was that Angelina Jolie in
there?
Yes. Yeah. And so and that's where he met it. That's where all that, that's when, what's her name's dating Billy Bob Thornton with the glass of blood around her neck and all that stuff. Gone in 60 Seconds, I think, is better than Raising Arizona. I hate to say that because it's a good movie.
Raising Arizona is very nostalgic, but Gone in 60 Seconds, it is a very good remake.
What about Eileen or whatever? That's her name. Remember the car? The car was named Ethel or Eileen or whatever it was.
No.
I would go.
Why am I going blank?
Memphis Reigns is his name. I know that.
Reigns.
And that's a great name too. Ethel
There's
or
the
whatever.
Mustang.
Yeah, the Mustang, whatever its name was. That was always memorable. Okay.
It's on you. I'm going Raising Arizona.
Number 5 is Gone in 60 Seconds. Eleanor, that's it. I'm taking Gone in 60 Seconds. You're taking Raising Arizona. Where are you going?
I'm saying Gone in 60 Seconds.
All right, so Gone in 60 Seconds moves up.
Choice.
Coming up next at number 4. This could be interesting, Jason. National Treasure, the original.
Fantastic.
Now, I do believe that National Treasure and Gone in 60 Seconds, in my book, are kind of even. Like, they're about as good as each other. Like, not one really stands out because there's great acting all the way around from the entire cast of Gone in 60 Seconds. You even get Bernie Mac in there. Like, you get some really good stuff in there.
Go ahead, keep giving it gas.
What about, don't forget Sphinx. The Sphinx, remember? He would just blow things up. He was the soccer player, the guy that's famous for headbutting all the guys over in England in real life. But National Treasure, is it better than Gone in 60 Seconds?
Yes.
That's a tough call for me. What do you think, Jenna?
I'm nostalgic, so I would probably. That's very tough. I would probably still go with National Treasure, but I'm kind of biased. That's one.
Okay,
of my
National
ones.
Treasure is going to move on and stay in its spot. Gone in 60 Seconds can stay at 5. National Treasure will go to 4 and stay at 4. So far this list is holding up pretty good, Jay.
Just so if everyone's wondering, Gone in 60 Seconds is a 26% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Really?
That's right. That's right. Now,
that's bad, right?
Number 3. That's very good. Higher is good.
We are letting these children down.
These children do not know what they're looking at. Number 3, Jason, pay attention. We got to do this. We only got so much time, buddy. Face Off.
Oh, that's
number 3. Face Off. Great movie.
46.
But is it better than National Treasure? No.
Not
National Treasure is a much better movie than that.
I remember watching Face Off at the time.
And Gone in 60 Seconds is better than Face Off. Face Off was entertaining, but it was really only like a one-time watch, and I was like, yeah.
Well, and it's just stupid. 163, 161.
My vote on that. No. My vote on that right there moved in real life on Ranker. It from number 3 to number 4, and it just popped up and said, your vote moved this to number 4. That's how good we are at what we do, guys, because National Treasure is now number 3 on Ranker.com. Now, what about number 2? Tough. You're not going to be able to beat this one with National Treasure.
Uh-oh.
Con Air.
I think it's like we have Con Air.
You're not going to be able to beat Con Air with National Treasure. John Malkovich, too many great roles. Steve Buscemi, too many great roles. Steve Buscemi's also in Gone in 60 Seconds. Like, too many great roles.
Yeah,
by the way, Gone in 60 Seconds, you know who you also get? Timothy Olyphant. He's the detective that works with Delroy Lindo. Yeah,
I love Delroy Lindo.
He's the young detective.
I love him.
So there you go.
We could rank his movies,
you get
actually.
Timothy Olyphant, you get Sphinx, you get Bernie Mac, you get Angelina Jolie, Scott Vaughn, Scott Conn. Yeah.
Like both movies are obviously come on, like National Treasure, the whole thing, you know.
Sure.
Who's the little brother that gets in trouble that starts the whole thing?
That's Giovanni Ribisi.
Thank you.
It's even better.
Giovanni Ribisi's another fantastic
Do you see how
actor.
many amazing people are Gone in 60 Seconds?
Giovanni's
it's
underrated.
nuts.
But in Con Air, you have the scene where he writes the note or whatever.
Yeah, he
on
does
the guy and throws a guy out of an airplane. Come on.
Yeah.
It lands on the
What
car.
about that?
And
What about
any
that?
of that is still able
What about
to be
Steve Buscemi, who has the sweet moment with the little girl, literally sitting right there while he is the craziest serial killer of all of them on the thing.
Like when he drove cross country with a severed head on his head or something.
Con Air.
That was crazy.
Con Air, I've got to. Con Air is better than National Treasure. I'm staying with Con Air.
I will go with Con Air because Leanne rhymes.
Okay, you're going Con Air. I'm going Con Air. So Con Air stays at number 2. But
National
is
Treasure.
it better than number 1? And you know what number 1 is?
The Rock.
There it is.
Yeah.
The number 1 is always The Rock. Now,
They made a
here's the
Criterion
problem.
collection of
Here's
them.
the problem. I don't think The Rock is as good, honestly,
It's Gone in 60 Seconds.
as Gone in 60
Oh, it
Seconds.
is.
I do not believe that. No, I feel The Rock
made a
is a
Criterion
good movie.
collection of The Rock.
I think
They
that
don't do
Sean
that.
Connery probably gave us his
Well, that
last
helps.
great James Bond-esque action performance, and that's all that was. It wasn't more than that. It was Nick finally got to do his movie with Sean, and that's what they wanted more than anything.
You remember the green ball he shoved and hit his jaw, and then he had to give himself the antidote. It was so dramatic. He was foaming.
Some things don't matter when they talk about attention, but a Criterion Collection version of a film means it is one of the top films ever made.
No, it means
and they made
it's
one for
of
The Rock.
Criterion's top movies that they've told everybody they've made.
But they don't make crap ones.
We're arguing over the
That's
top
not true.
4.
That's not true.
And they're all different genres. That's how
right.
good this
That's
man
how
is.
good this
That's
man
how
is. The range.
he's so
Back to Mark.
slept on. He is
Back to
so
Mark
slept on.
Staven. Back to Mark Staven. This might be the guy with the best range and overall best actor that we have in movies today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not trying to juice his ego. I'm not trying to stroke him like Elon does Trump. Like, I'm being honest.
I might even call him a national treasure.
Jason,
I don't give much to the
Jason,
the 26%.
The Rock or Con Air?
Oh, The Rock.
The Rock?
The Rock.
Ladies and gentlemen, this list technically, even with our change, does hold up the ranker list of the top 10 Nicolas Cage movies. Now, if I could be so bold,
The Rock has
just
67%, so that helps.
If I could be so bold as to hit you guys,
disrespectful.
Listen, we're talking about Nick Cage. So there's some other movies this guy did, obviously, that was good. City of Angels at 12.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
okay.
That was a sad one.
8mm at 13. Amazing movie. That's
a good one.
That's better than Book of Secrets. That's better than a bunch of those movies
Definitely
that we just
grittier.
talked about.
For sure. I know.
Oh, dude, it's like 7. Like, it's fantastic. It's a really well done, good movie. By the way, Ranker, you've got to work on your mobile side of your website. Like, you guys are horrible. This is horrible. This is it. Number
gets
15.
A lot of
Number 15.
low scores.
Yeah.
Number 15.
People don't
Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. That's the one that came out a couple years ago. I was talking about. It's fantastic.
Okay.
16. Wind Talkers.
Wind Talkers is
I
good.
forgot about Wind Talkers too.
True story.
17. Moonstruck. Fantastic movie with Cher.
Snap out of it.
I forgot he did that.
Yeah.
18. It Could Happen to You with the lottery ticket.
Yes, with Bridget Fonda. That was great.
Fast Times at 19.
Yep.
Sorcerer's Apprentice at 20. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse at 21. 22, Snake Eyes, another one that's kind of like a personal favorite of mine. Like, I just kind of like that. 23 is Pig. I've never seen Pig.
I have not either.
I don't know what it is.
He's a cop, right? Isn't he a detective or something?
Yeah, he is. 24, Ghost Rider with the motorcycle that goes on fire. Like,
oh, I love Ghost Rider.
I like Ghost Rider. The one thing I don't like is the CGI abs.
Is it like Marvel or
how
whatever?
did now? Here's what I am. I'm kind of disappointed. I'm definitely kind of disappointed, guys.
Funny.
Because coming in at number 27, I feel is a top 15 movie. It's definitely nowhere near where it deserves to be. I don't think it's top 5. Peggy Sue Got Married.
Yes.
27.
He was so horrible in that
You know
movie.
what?
Adaptation. Fantastic movie. Guarding Tess. Next.
Tess was amazing too.
Another one of his.
Renfield. The Croods. Like the Mandy. Just Valley Girl.
Valley Girl.
Long Legs. Bad Lieutenant.
Wild at Heart.
Wild at Heart. Honeymoon in Vegas. World Trade Center. He did that one right. The Weatherman. He did The Weatherman.
Right, yeah.
Willy's Wonderland.
Wild at Heart
Season
got
of the
him,
Witch. We forgot about he did the remake of The Wicker Man.
Yep.
Like Bringing Out the Dead. This dude's got so much range, ladies and gentlemen.
Wild at Heart gave him 65%.
Okay,
It's
so
a David
people
Lynch
like
film.
that one, yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it seems that Nicolas Cage movies do hold up on Ranker.com. And we appreciate you guys spending these last couple of hours hanging out with myself and Jason and Jenna, talking a little politics, talking a little FCC.
You'll be able to see us.
Getting back on the radio with you guys. And we understand. Listen, we know that we made a lot of jokes and cracked a lot of thises and that's. This show is made to commentate on politics, to discuss pop culture, to have guests on and talk to them about being Crystal Quaid and running for governor or doing other things like roller derby in her life. It doesn't matter. This show is designed to entertain and inform all of you.
I'd like to talk to
We
her again.
would never come on here and purposely, on behalf of this station or ourselves, put anyone in jeopardy. That is not our game. We are here to make you guys love these movies, love these discussions, want to talk to us. And you can find us on Twitter at Mark Bland, MarkBland. That's the X.com. You guys don't call it Twitter. We call it Twitter on Blue Anon. Blue Anon calls it Twitter. Red Anon calls it X.com.
Yeah.
But you can find us on Blue Sky. You can find us on Threads. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us a lot of places, ladies and gentlemen. And we appreciate you. Jason, anything you want to say before we go?
You know what? Speaking of that, one thing you'll get from this show is we will not lie to you. So when you hear something and it's said on this show, you can rest assured you can say it in public and you will not look silly, you will not look stupid, because it will not be a lie.
It will not be a lie. That's going to do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much.
I love you, Nick Cage.
There you go. Jenna loves you, Nick Cage. Thank you for listening to our show. Check us out at the QNow.com, old episodes, new episodes, and everything in between. Outside of that, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you to all of you, especially KYRO. This has been the QNow from the Gateway Fiber Studios. We will see you guys on the other side of that moon.